This is a demo of our hosted MCP server. First, what is MCP? MCP, or Model Context Protocol, is a standard that allows AI assistants to connect your systems via APIs. Now, typically, if you're to do this yourself, you have to spin up and manage your own server and add the tools from scratch. That adds setup time, security overhead, and ongoing maintenance. So we built a fully hosted MCP server for Patchworks with pre-configured tools. It's secure, it's managed, and gives customer a quick and easy way to expose these tools and can be used on a range of AI assistants. We have the setup here for Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. For this demo, I'm going to be using Claude. So the first step is create MCP server. So you click that button, and right away you can see the pre-configured built-in tools that it comes with. So there's a lot of tools around flow management. So the visibility of flows, the run logs, being able to have that visibility for troubleshooting, summarizing the failures, getting information in the payloads. So just general information and visibility within the platform. Now at the bottom, you get a template on how to extend and add these new tools as you go. So this is an example here of adding one for get all caches. So this is the template you use to expand upon that. Now for this demo, I'm going to save and deploy this. And I'm just going to show how straightforward and how quick you can get this running with an AI assistant. So while that's deploying, I'm going to show you what you need to connect then to Claude. Let's finish now. So you just need the MCP server URL and the API keys that you get from here to connect in. So now that that's deployed, you would go over to Claude, for example. You go add custom connector. In here, you'd write Patchworks. This is the part where you put in the MCP URL and your API key. And then you'd add that, and then you connect. That'll make Claude connect to our MCP server. And that comes back, it'll give you all the exposed tools that are available. So if you click on configure, you'll see all the available tools that we talked about there that are kind of pre-packaged with this MCP server. And you can add your other ones to it as well. So now we could go to a new chat, and this is where we can find out about our flows and how things are going. So you could do something like, what is my latest flow failure, for example? And you can run that. You'll see Claude where it'll talk to obviously our API via the MCP server. It'll triage the issues, so it'll get all the information. It'll do get run logs, as you can see it's doing that here. And it should come back with information on latest failures within the platform. And here is one right now. So this is Shopify NetSuite orders. So this is the latest failure I've got in my test platform. And it gives a bit of information about what's happened, what we're calling, what potentially the problem might be, and actually a potential fix. And you can then go back and forth here, ask it to update the map, and then rerun the flow. So you can triage, troubleshoot, and actually get these flows back to a working state as well if there is any issues with them. So that's just a quick example of how quickly you can spin it up. Then we talked about how can you expand these tools. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get more information about caches. So here I've got a test cache, and the example tool that we talked about before tells you just a bit about what caches you have. What it doesn't do is it doesn't give you information on the context or the content, where what is actually in your cache. So in order to do that, we're going to extend our MCP server. So here we would do create draft. And that'll create a draft that you can then put into edit mode where you can go back into the editor. Now down here where we show this example of getting a list of caches, we're actually going to add in a couple of more tools. And what these tools are going to do is they're going to tell us a bit more about cache in general and what's inside the cache as well. So add them in, make sure my indents are done correctly because it's Python. And I'm going to click save and deploy. So what that's going to do is, again, it's going to run this. It's going to deploy the new tools to my MCP server. So while that's going on, it's already finished anyway, that'll switch out and put the older one to the draft, and it keeps that version as well, so we can always roll back. So now that's deployed, then we would go back to our Claude, to our connectors, and here we would disconnect and connect again. And this will then pull in those new tools that we've added around the cache. And that'll allow us to get information about this test cache, for example. So now that that's configured, you can even go back in, expand the tools. You'll see here they are. We create a new chat and go, can you get me details on the test cache? We'll ask it for that. It'll go off, it'll run the Git cache, it'll run more information about it. So there's the initial call that came as an example. So it'll get you a bit of information on it. It's thinking. And didn't spot it in the first page, so it'll be running the second page. There we go. It's found it. It's running that second new tool that we've added to get a bit more information about the cache. And it's saying that there's something stored in it. Would we like to view the context or content? Say yes. And that'll go off and run the Git cache content, which is the final new tool. And here we go. There it is. And that, if we go back in here and view that, it's exactly what's in here. So that's how quickly you can expand upon these tools as well, how quickly out of the box it works, and just showing an end-to-end there of our new MCP server. Thanks for watching.